Hey, greetings, savvy investors, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving deep into the vibrant and competitive Fort Lauderdale real estate market to find out, is now your perfect time to buy? So stick around as we uncover some key trends and some insights that could shape your next real estate move. So, from an overview perspective, the Fort Lauderdale real estate market is buzzing with activity. In January of 2024, single-family home prices saw a modest decrease of 3.5% compared to January of last year, with a median sold price of approximately $595,000. Condos and townhomes saw a more significant decrease of 16.2%, but the numbers of homes sold actually staying relatively stable could be due to the increases in mortgage rates from an average of 6.1% a little over a year ago to an average of 6.9% last month. So these are some of the things to keep in mind just from the standpoint of a holistic approach to the Fort Lauderdale real estate market. So let's talk about the more significant key indicators. And the first one that comes to mind is something that we really rely on heavily when we're working with both buyers and with sellers, is the sale to list price ratio. And what we mean by that is that in many cases you'll see that homes and properties are priced at have a certain list price to it. And that's terrific, and that's usually the first indication of kind of the direction of the market. But the real indication is what does that property actually sell for? So, and that's a very, very big gauge as to what buyers are willing to pay, and in some respects, what sellers are willing to sell for. So, and currently here in Fort Lauderdale, you're running about 94%. So that means that out of a scale of 1 to 100, your sellers are experiencing about a 6% drop in the list price, from the list price down to the actual sold price. Now that's up from about 91% this time last year in January 2023 for single-family homes. Now, for the condo and townhome market, it's the reverse. Condos and townhomes are down to 93%. That's down from 95% this past January. And what this really indicates is that homes, while still selling below the list and ask price, are closing the gap and yet still offering negotiation opportunities for both savvy buyers and also for educated sellers. One of the next key metrics that we look at is the number of new listings. Now, this plays as a dual role. It kind of gives us an idea as to what the sellers feel the temperature of the market, the water in the market is. But what it also comes out and it talks about are we seeing that trend towards the reduction in those inventory shortages? So the number of single family homes here in Fort Lauderdale has increased over 69% from January of last year to January this year. And we're seeing new listings just in the month of January to January of 232 new listings in the Fort Lauderdale area, as opposed to the 137 that was at the same time last year. Condos and townhomes they're up a little bit less than that, about 61%. So what we're seeing is about 350 new listings in January of 2024 versus 217 in January of 2023. Now, what this is really indicating is it could start to spell the drought of the low inventory that we've been experiencing for a number of years. More and more property coming on the market, is a good indication as to people's feelings about the economy, number one. Number two is that it's folks are willing to go out there and make some decisions. And what it really does is that it helps bring the market back to more of a balanced perspective. So, again, we're also seeing an increase in the number of months supply of inventory. We'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit later as to how that kind of fills in. But again, we're seeing more and more properties becoming available, and because they are sticking so close to the ratio of the actual sale price versus the list price, it's a very good indication as to the strength and the direction of the market here in Fort Lauderdale. One of the things that's really kind of playing a role, we've talked about it in previous videos, is this whole relocation and migration trend that's going on. A couple of years ago, we were seeing folks flocking into Florida and coming down to the South Florida area. They were coming by scores of thousands at a time. While we're still seeing a lot of these trends coming in, especially from areas like New York, New Jersey, and Boston. We're seeing a lot of folks coming in from Cali. We're seeing a lot of folks coming in from Illinois and from Chicago area. And a lot of that's due to weather, a lot of it's due to economics, and a lot of it, unfortunately, is due to politics. We're not going to get into that. But one of the other things that we're seeing too is that is we're also seeing some folks they're moving out. They're going ahead and they're just kind of taking off and going out. One of the areas that we're seeing that folks are moving into within the state of Florida is the Villages up north of Orlando. It has been, and it continues to be a very popular destination. We're also seeing a lot of folks that are going to North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. So there's also a lot of advantages in moving in those states too. So we are seeing, in addition to people coming in, we are seeing folks moving out. Now, as it stands right now, the trend of folks moving in is much more significant than the trend of folks moving out. And we don't see an end to that, but we do see over time maybe something coming more of a balanced area, kind of a balancing of the trend. So welcome to our channel, Living in Fort Lauderdale with Kevin Sues. As much as we love doing our videos, and we truly do, one of the things that we really love is helping folks out with any real estate related questions about anything going on here in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, or any of the surrounding areas. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us any questions. Give us a phone call, shoot us a little text, DM us, drop us a note, drop us a comment below, okay? And also you can click the link and set up a time where we can chat for about 45 minutes about all the questions that you may have. And with this market, with the way this market is right now, and things that are going on here in South Florida, and things that are going on more specifically in the Fort Lauderdale and surrounding areas, there's a lot of questions folks have. Please feel free to go ahead and reach out and let us know. If you would consider subscribing to our channel, hit the subscribe, okay? Hit the bell to get notified every time we drop a video. And please, if you like what we say, let us know. If you don't like what we say or don't agree with it, that's okay too. We want to hear from everybody. So we talk about a balanced market, and what that balanced market really means is that the pendulum does swing back and forth in the market. The last couple of years was a strong seller's market. Before that, it was a rather kind of lean towards more towards the buyer's market. And while real estate markets typically do have a tendency to just trend a little bit more towards buyers, what we're really seeing is a balancing of the market. So it's off, and what this does is it offers both buyers and sellers some great opportunities and ample opportunities to go ahead and sell your properly priced property. Say that 3 times. Make sure that you can sell your property if it's properly priced and properly marketed. Okay. Now, but one of the things that we are seeing is that the selling average, the average days on market, if you will, is about 74 days, 76 days for single family homes and 72 days for single family homes and for condos and townhomes. Okay. Now, so what that really indicates is that, sellers, you need to be prepared for your property to spend some time in the market. So as compared to January 23, a year ago, where the average time was 62 days, 58 for single family homes and 64 for condos. Now, it's very, very important to caveat that the way that we track that is from the time that the property is put on the market to the time that it actually closes. And within that time frame, there's a number of things that go on that impact that whole date frame. It could be anything from financing contingencies to doing lien searches to doing title searches. It could be inspection. It could be a lot of things that are going on. But typically, we're seeing an increase in the number of days on the market, indicating that sellers are, you need to be prepared to have your property in the market a little bit longer, and buyers are being a little more choosy. They're seeing more options coming out. They're looking to see what's going on in the market. They're looking to see what kind of amenities are available, what types of concessions may be available. So it's just one of these things that we're seeing is that the market is starting to kind of normalize back towards it was the pre-pandemic levels. And I was asked a couple of days ago, is there market stability? What are your thoughts about a crash? There are a number of folks that we spoke with that are concerned, especially folks from out of the area that are concerned about going through another 2008 type of a scenario. So, Fort Lauderdale isn't totally a seller's market. So what we're not seeing these enormous increase in prices that we saw back in 2008. We're not seeing the this complete disregard for the amount of equity in a property or what the property may truly be valued at, okay? And while competition does remain high for both buyers and for sellers, negotiations are much more feasible, okay? And it does present a much more favorable environment for both buyers and investors. Now we're going to talk a little bit about market appreciation in just a few minutes, but that's also one of the key indicators of the stability of the market. When you start to see consistent appreciation, it could even be higher than other areas within the country, but if you start seeing consistent appreciation year over year, or you start seeing trends that are more normalized over 3 years and 5 years, that's also a very good indication of market stability. So we talked about market stability and market statistics. So, and kind of delving into that a little bit deeper, as we said, the median price for single-family homes here in the Fort Lauderdale area is about $595,000. That's up from $565,000 from just December of 2023. So just a month change of almost $30,000. Condos and townhomes, you saw the median price of $439,000 versus $420,000. So you're still looking at an almost $20,000 increase in the median price for condos and for townhomes. So what this really shows is it shows affordability amongst the rising trends. So we're also seeing a 1-year average. We've talked about this in a number of our videos. So the 1-year average of property appreciation can be anywhere from the low 5s up into the high 7s or high 8s. So the average overall within Fort Lauderdale market is about 7.6%, but the 3-year appreciation rate, now taking into consideration that part of that was due to the scarcity of inventory during the waning of the pandemic, but the 3-year appreciation rate is about 44.9%. So folks that bought as recently as 4 or 5 years ago, they're seeing a significant appreciation, in the value of their properties. Now, we're not going to say that every 3 years your property is going to go up almost 50%, but what we are saying is that there's consistent growth in the appreciation of properties here in the Fort Lauderdale area. So folks are asking me, Kev, what the hell does all this mean? I mean, this is all great, and you're giving some great statistics, and we really like the way you're digging into things, but kind of what does it mean for me? So looking ahead, essentially what analysts predicted, and we're pretty much in agreement with most of the analysts, there's a continued upward trajectory in the Fort Lauderdale real estate market. I mean, despite potential challenges such as higher mortgage rates, we've seen it even year over year. We've seen it go up in the past 2 years. They've more than doubled. There's higher real estate taxes. Now, folks, I will tell you, kudos to Broward County. They've kept the millage rate in Broward County the same for the past 16 years. And there's really no indication at this point as to any significant changes. There may be some tweaks and whatever, but the millage rate should remain relatively constant here in Broward County, okay? Property insurance, I mean, it's a challenge throughout the entire state of Florida. It's something that the legislature is aware of, and they're addressing it. There are some things that are coming down that are going to address these higher property insurance rates, okay? But, the city's growth prospects remain very promising, and we're anticipating continuing year-over-year price growth and appreciation and value growth. So, folks, to kind of summarize everything, in conclusion, Florida's real estate market offers a blend of opportunities and some challenges. And now, while natural disasters, the potential for natural disasters and seasonal fluctuations, they can pose risks, the city's economic resilience and the population growth make it a very enticing real estate investment destination. And from addressing a common query, it's critical to understand the nuances of the Fort Lauderdale market. That makes it critical for folks to reach out to experts like my team and I so that we can give you that local expertise. We know what's going on. We live it every day. We're involved in it. We know what's happening in the Fort Lauderdale market and the surrounding areas. And with a strong economy, great population growth, and affordable pricing, investing in real estate in the Fort Lauderdale area presents a compelling opportunity for discerning investors. So folks, that wraps up today's insightful journey into the Fort Lauderdale real estate market. If you found the video valuable, don't forget to like it and share it. Please go ahead and click the bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. We welcome any comments that you can drop below. If you have any questions at all, please feel free. You can give us a call. You can shoot us a little text, send us an email. Click on that little calendar link and we can set up a time where you can chit chat for a few minutes, maybe 45 minutes to answer any questions that you may have. And please feel free to, again, subscribe to get more expert insights and more expert opinions, not just from me, but from the folks that are also watching the videos and providing some feedback. So until next time, happy investing.